Why have we come to earth? Do you remember? Why have we taken birth? Do you remember?
Move into that space. So I invite you to take a deep breath in and let yourself just relax into your chair. And let Spirit just guide you in this process as it guides us in this process.
Opening door, opening door, walk on through the opening door. Opening door, opening door, walk on through the opening door. Freedom right, up onto the freedom right, up onto the freedom right. Opening door, opening door, walk on through the opening door. Opening door, opening door, walk on through the opening door. Freedom right, up onto the freedom right, up onto the freedom right. I am open and receptive to receiving all good. Now I release past. I am open and receptive to receiving all good. Now I release the past. Past that has no power over me. Now I release the past. Past that has no power over me. Now I release the past. I call on Spirit, Spirit of Ganesh, remover of obstacles, to free me of my fears, open me to love, cleanse my body and soul. I'm living a life right here, I'm living joy right now in this present moment. Living life right here and living joy right now in this present moment. All of my resistance is now melting away. I'm flowing in the stream of well-being. All of my resistance is now melting away. I'm flowing in the stream of well-being. I now resonate with health, the source of my true wealth. I'm flowing in the stream of well-being. I now resonate with health, the source of my true
Sri Krishnamurti reminds us, the mind that dies every day to the memories of yesterday, to all the joys and sorrows of the past. Such a mind is fresh, innocent. It has no age. And without that innocence, whether you are 10 or 60, you will not find God. The Infinite One is present only in the now moment. The Infinite One is that infinite source of health, of well-being, of love. And so we open to the healing power of love moving in our lives right here, right now, by releasing the past and by being simply present in this moment. We release the worry of the future. We be present in this moment, breathing in, breathing out, open to love.
Open, open to the spirit of love. Open to the healing power of love. Let the floodgates open. Let the love flow in. A sea of love is waiting for us to dive right in. Oh, yeah, open to the spirit of love. Open to the healing power of love. Let the floodgates open. Let the love flow in. A sea of love is waiting for us to dive right in. Open to the spirit of love. Open to the healing power of love. Let the floodgates open. Let the love flow in. A sea of love is waiting for us to dive right in. Yeah, now open to the spirit of love.
As we open to that infinite presence, the presence itself is love. That is its nature. Every mystic who's ever touched it has had that experience of infinite, beyond comprehension love. And so as we open to the idea of creativity, our future, our present, our past, all of it is built on love, because it's the only thing happening. Love is the consciousness that focuses the creative energy. We live in infinite possibility. Anything, everything is possible. What do we want to love into existence? What do you want to love into existence? Will you be open? The world isn't what we think it is. As we awaken, we begin to dance through that crack in the world. We begin to pierce the veil of illusion, the moksha, the maya. We begin to see the world as it is. Imagine for a moment that you're swimming out on the ocean, along the shore, and suddenly you realize that you've been pulled out past the safety points of the shore. The riptide has you, and it's pulling you farther and farther out to sea. And you begin to realize that you're in trouble. You begin to realize that you're beginning to drown, and you start to cry out, but no one hears you. And you begin to flail and panic. And suddenly someone does hear you, and they wake you up. And you suddenly realize you were just dreaming about drowning. That water, that sense of drowning was never real. It was never real, even though it felt very real. And so when we operate in the world, when we operate in the world of effects, of imagination, of what is seeming to happen right in front of us, we are playing in a world that is not real, trying to change it. And yet it is only by dancing through that crack in the world, by going through into the reality that is the real reality, that we can affect real change. True healing is awakening to our true reality. Ernest Holmes said, "There is nothing to be healed, only truth to be revealed." The truth is that each one of us is already whole, perfect, and complete. And all the list of things we have about ourselves and about our life isn't true. It's no more true than drowning in that dream. Find that place within you where you know that you are whole, that you are perfect, that you're complete, that none of this world, none of this illusion has ever actually touched you. Whether we call it the soul or the inner wisdom self, the Tao within our spirit, whatever name we give it, there is that of us which has never been touched and is, and fully aware that it is, whole, perfect, and complete. And as we begin this process of creation, as we open up to that process of creation, it is from this place that we create, this place of health and wholeness, that we allow the health and wholeness of the universe to flow into our lives and to be the manifestation. And we stop wrestling with the effects and trying to save ourselves from a drowning that is not really happening. We begin to create out of our oneness. We begin to recognize that we are one with the infinite, and we are one with that infinite light of the one. We are one with that infinite sun that is within us. The soul speaks a different language than the intellect. The heart speaks a different language than the intellect. The body speaks a different language than the intellect. And all are necessary. But it is important that we listen to each and their expression of their language, the language of the love of God. We are simply conductors, we are conduits, we are openings for the love of God, the love of Spirit, as it moves through us and we direct it into life, consciously or unconsciously. What do I love? Sometimes we love drama and trauma. And so we do that dance for a while, and then maybe we get tired of it. We love calm and peace. Sometimes we love chaos and messiness. Sometimes we love order. Sometimes we like to play in dissonance, sometimes we like to play in harmony. All of it is God's love coming through us, and we, consciously or unconsciously, direct that love. It is the creative process. As we sit with the question, what would I love in my life? What is it that I want to love into existence next? We don't have to make it. We just pass this love through. All is loved into existence. Everything that ever is, ever was, ever will be, is loved into existence out of the infinite possibility. If the life you're living now is not one you love, love a new one into existence. It is quite possible. The trap is we fall into, as we say, but I don't know how. And love is the key. We love it into existence. We love it into existence.
Open to Spirit.
We love it into existence.
Guided by Spirit. Oh, oh, oh. Loved by Spirit. Open to Spirit. Guided by Spirit. Oh,
And so we take this love of Spirit and we weave it together. The love of Spirit shows up as waves and particles, according to the quantum physicists. Shows up as the threads of life. We weave it together. We are weavers of this light, of this love of Spirit. So we weave these waves and particles together. Sometimes we weave them into the same old patterns. Sometimes we weave them into patterns that are in opposition to the old patterns. And once in a while we weave them into something that has never been done before in our lives, completely new patterns, fresh patterns. Infinite possibility awaits us. Quantum physicists tell us that there are multiple universes, multiple possibilities. Everything is available to us. It is our conscious choice, which is to say our love, that brings it into existence. And where we fall into the trap is our old thinking gets in the way. And all we can think of is how it's been. And either we want more of that, or we want to push it away. But it has no reality. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow is just more of the infinites today. There's only one moment happening in spirit. That moment is now, and it is always fresh in this now, not carrying what came before. And we ourselves can let go of that mind of innocence, that Zen beginner's mind. If I knew nothing about the situation, what is it that I would want to create? What is it that I would want to weave into being with my thoughts, with my heart, with my love? And so we allow our thinking to transform. The problems of the caterpillar are not the problems of the butterfly. And do we operate from caterpillar consciousness or from butterfly consciousness? Do we allow ourselves to go for something new and fresh, not based on what came before? Do we allow the cloth that we are weaving, the life that we are weaving together, the creation we are bringing forward, do we allow it to be fresh? Do we stand back and say, what would I love? We cannot think as we did and create something new. We must allow the very thought, the very core of us to transform. In order to do that, we walk, as we've said, between that crack of what seems so real to find out what is really real. That love, that wholeness, that truth of who we are. And from there, we create the tapestry of our lives. From there, we allow the new thought to come forward. From there, we allow true transformation, a form that moves across into something completely new. There's several stories that are told in different varieties. One is of the eagle who, as a baby, ends up being raised in a barnyard by chickens or by turkeys. And begins to take on their behavior and act like them because he has no knowledge that he is an eagle. Looks around the ground pecking for grain. Until one day a real eagle spots him and comes and says, "What are you doing?" And he says, "I'm trying to solve the problems of being a chicken." And the eagle says, "But you are an eagle." When we talk of transformation, we have the idea of being transformed at depth. But the truth is we are not being transformed. It only appears that way. We are awakening to the eagleness, to the truth of who we are, to the fullness, to the spiritual aliveness of who we truly are. And when we forget that, we peck around on the ground looking for scraps. And so when we say to be transformed at depth, it is that part of us that is forgotten that needs the transformation. The spirit within needs no transformation. And so we awaken as much as we can today. We hear that call of our eagle nature, of our spirit nature, of our soul nature, of that which knows that it can soar, of that which knows that it can dance through the universe with grace, power, and beauty, creating a life of joy, inspiring others into lives of joy. That is the truth of who you and I are. And all we are doing is awakening to that truth. What we call transformation is nothing more than truly awakening. When the Buddha was asked, who are you? Are you this saint? Are you the reincarnation of that great being? Are you this deity come to earth? He said, no, I am one who is awake. And so this day we'll let our soul hear the call. We let our soul hear that high vibrational call to come fly, to come be the fullness of who I am. To quit picking around for scraps in a barnyard that was never ours in the first place. To create anew, to create afresh. Each of us individually and all of us collectively have the power to create this here and now. It does not matter what has happened before. And so as we live in that consciousness of the beginning, recognizing that in truth there has never been a beginning, it's just what we call it. Life is eternal, constantly flowing. And today we begin something new. Today each of us begins something new, consciously or unconsciously. Will that newness be of love? Will that newness be of imagination? Will that newness be of freedom? I invite us to play with that, to see our life with the eyes of that beginner's mind, the eyes of a baby. Right now we have a baby back in our life who has just started crawling, and so we have to look around the house with new eyes because he can get into so much more stuff than he used to. Can we look at around our own lives and say, what is new? How can I see it anew? What is it that I would love to get into? From my soul, from that heart space. What is it that calls to me? I've let my intellect talk me out of that. I've let my past patterning and other people's suggestions about me talk me out of that. But the truth is, I am an eagle, and I am here to fly.
May we all fly like eagles.
May we remember,
Flying so high, circling the universe on wings of pure light. Oh, Ichichayo. Oh, Ayo. Oh, Ichichayo. Oh, Ayo.
so let us just take a moment and breathe all of this in. In this deep silence, we begin to remember the truth of who we are. We listen. We listen for the crack between the life.